Good evening, dear soul. Before anything else, take a moment with me. Wherever you are, curled up beneath the blankets, lying still on your pillow, or sitting quietly in the dark, welcome. This is a sacred pause, a breath before sleep, a hush before rest. You've made it through the day, and that in itself is a quiet kind of miracle. Let go of the rush, the weight of responsibilities, the words left unsaid, the glances you avoided, the fears that followed you like shadows. All of it can rest now. Tonight, you're not here to perform. You're not here to fix. You're here to be still, to surrender. And as we settle into this moment, know this, you are not alone. This is not just a video. It is a holy space, a sacred whisper between your soul and the God who loves you more than you can ever measure. So now close your eyes or simply soften your gaze. Breathe in deeply, yes, like that, and breathe out slowly. Let the tension in your shoulders begin to release. Let your heart soften little by little, and let your spirit begin to whisper, Lord, I need your presence tonight, because that's why you're here, isn't it? Not just to escape the noise, not just to fall asleep, but to be held, to be seen, to be known by the one who knit you together, who knows every tired thought, every anxious sigh, every restless twist in your bed. The night is quiet now, but your soul isn't. There's a tremble inside you, a subtle ache. You've carried so much today, and even if no one else noticed, even if you didn't say a word about it, the Lord sees. He has watched you all day, not with judgment, but with the eyes of a father who longs to draw near. You whisper it again, not because he didn't hear, but because your soul needs to hear itself say it. Lord, I need you. No lightning crashes, no angel descends, but somewhere, somehow, the weight begins to shift, because this moment, this quiet moment when your heart speaks in broken syllables and sleepy whispers, this is holy ground. You shift beneath the sheets. You stare at the ceiling. Maybe you replay a mistake from earlier. Something you said. Something you didn't say. That moment when you lost your patience. That thing you hoped no one saw. That burden you didn't tell anyone about. And still, God is not far. He is closer than your breath. Closer than the rhythm of your heartbeat. You start to pray, not with perfect words, but with honest ones. Jesus, I feel so tired. I don't even know what to say. But I need you tonight. Please come close. And that's enough. You don't have to earn his presence. You don't have to perform for his attention. He's not impressed by eloquence or spiritual bravado. He's drawn to the humble, the weary, the ones who finally stop pretending. So you breathe again. And this time you let go even just a little. You let go of needing to hold everything together. You let go of trying to make sense of your fears. You let go of guilt, of shame, of all the ways you thought you should have done better today. God, I just want you here, that's all. You imagine him sitting near, not with condemnation, but with compassion. A hand on your shoulder, a steady presence beside your bed, not saying much, just being, just staying. And it undoes you, because deep down that's what you wanted all along, not answers, not even solutions, just someone to stay, to not leave when it gets heavy, to sit in the silence when words fail, and the truth begins to rise in your soul. He is staying. He is not in a rush to leave. He is not waiting for you to get it together. He's here, right now, in this breath, in this quiet. Maybe your heart still feels restless. Maybe you're not ready to sleep just yet. That's okay. You don't have to force it. Rest isn't a command tonight. It's an invitation. So you whisper one more time, not out of desperation, but out of trust. Lord, stay with me tonight. Don't let me drift alone. Hold me as I sleep. And in that soft moment, something settles. The room hasn't changed, but your spirit has. Just a little. Just enough. Because he is here. And you are held. The room grows quieter now. You're still awake, but something inside you is slower, softer. The thoughts that once raced now move gently, like leaves drifting in a slow current. There is still unrest, but not the kind that makes your chest tighten. It's the kind that knows healing has started, even if it hasn't finished yet. Your eyes blink heavy. Your fingers curl loosely against the sheets. And you begin to pray not with words exactly, but with your posture. With the way you allow yourself to breathe. The way you dare to be vulnerable. The way you allow silence to be a prayer of its own. You speak again, barely a whisper. Jesus, I'm still here. And maybe that's the miracle. That you're still here, still believing even with trembling hands. Still reaching even in the dark. Still hoping, not perfectly, but honestly. You sit in the stillness. A gentle ache rises from somewhere deep within you. You're not entirely sure where it comes from. It feels older than just this day. Maybe it's been buried under busyness and duty. Maybe it's been waiting for a quiet night like this. You feel the sting of something sacred, tears that don't need explanation. And in that sacred unraveling, the memories begin to surface. Words you spoke that you wish you could take back. Moments when you turned away even when you felt his nudge. The late nights when you reached for distractions instead of his presence. The sins you keep pushing down, hoping time will make them disappear. But tonight they're here, not to condemn, but to be surrendered. God, I've made mistakes. You know that. I've failed in ways I don't even want to admit. And you wait. You half expect silence, or maybe that internal voice of accusation that usually shows up, but something unexpected answers. Not judgment, not shame, just love. A quiet, steady, unshakable love that speaks without sound. I know, and I'm still here. You breathe in sharply. That simple truth hits deeper than any sermon ever could. Because love that stays is rare. Love that sees the worst and doesn't run? That's holy. And in this dim room, something begins to lift. You don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to pretend your heart is stronger than it is. You don't have to push away your weakness or dress it up in nice words. You can be small here. You can be undone here. You can be completely known and still completely loved. So you exhale. Slowly. Long. Like someone releasing what they've been gripping for far too long. And in the space that makes, a quiet begins to grow. Not an absence, but a presence. You sense it in your chest, in your hands, in the very air. You sense him, not distant, not disappointed. Just near. You dare to ask again. Lord, if you're really here, could you hold what I can't? You picture him gathering it all, the guilt, the sadness, the shame, the failure. Not rejecting it. Just receiving it. As if to say, this too is safe with me. And something breaks in the best possible way. You feel tears trace the sides of your face, but this time they're different. Not heavy with regret, but light with release. A soul unclenching. You whisper through cracked breath. I didn't know I needed you this much. And maybe you didn't. Maybe you thought you were managing just fine. But tonight, beneath the silence, beneath the routine, beneath the good intentions, something honest has surfaced. You are desperately in need. And that is not a weakness. It is the beginning of intimacy. So you reach out in your spirit, no hands, no noise, just a reaching. And you find him there. You find a love that doesn't flinch. A love that's not afraid of your brokenness. A love that already carried your shame to the cross and left it buried in the grave. You shift your body again. This time not from restlessness, but as a gesture of surrender. Like saying, here I am, Lord, just like this, messy, weary, yours. And heaven receives it like worship. You don't feel fireworks. You don't levitate. But you feel something that might just be better. Peace. A gentle, breathing kind of peace. Not loud, not flashy, but real. The kind that seeps into the cracks. The kind that whispers you are not too far gone. The kind that wraps around you like a blanket and says, sleep now. I'm here. You pull your covers up. You sigh deeply. And as your eyes flutter, your heart whispers one last prayer before drifting. Thank you for not leaving me. And heaven answers in the stillness of the night. I never will. Sleep still hasn't come. But that's okay. You're not in a hurry anymore. There's no race to finish. No goal to reach. Just this moment, slow, sacred, and suspended between day and night. You lie there quietly. Your breathing has slowed. Your body has softened. And your soul, it's not as restless as before. But still, memories stir beneath the surface. Like echoes. You remember things you weren't trying to remember, moments you failed to protect your heart, words that cut deeper than you meant, opportunities you let pass. They rise like gentle waves against the shore, not crashing, not overwhelming, but undeniable. And you don't push them away. Not this time. Because something in you has shifted. You're no longer afraid to be honest. Jesus. Some of these things still hurt. It's not a confession born from shame. It's a confession born from trust. The kind of trust that says, you are safe. I can show you everything. You let yourself revisit those memories, one by one. The time you said something in anger that still haunts you. The relationship that ended in silence, never healed. The moment you chose convenience over compassion. They come not to accuse, but to be healed. Because tonight, you are not just speaking to a God who listens. You are speaking to a God who redeems. A God who takes ashes and makes them beautiful. A God who takes regret and reshapes it into wisdom. A God who takes broken stories and writes them into something holy. You dare to believe it now, maybe not fully, maybe not without doubt, but just enough. You whisper, almost like a child, "Can you really heal this too?" The silence that follows isn't empty. It's filled with presence. And somehow, without hearing words, your spirit senses the answer. Yes. You close your eyes tighter as warmth fills your chest. It's not heat like fire. It's heat like sunlight on your skin after days of cloud. You begin to realize something sacred. God is not only here to listen, He's here to restore. And you begin to surrender more, not just the pain but the lies tied to it. The lie that says you're beyond repair. The lie that says God's tired of you. The lie that says you have to be perfect to be held. No, you let those lies go. You let truth take their place. I am loved. I am seen. I am not too far gone. I am not too much for Him. You feel your fingers loosen as if your body is catching up to what your soul just embraced. Then, for a moment, the stillness is so complete. It feels like the world has stopped turning. You whisper, "I don't need to fix everything tonight." And for the first time in days, maybe weeks, you believe it. Because He's not asking for your solutions. He's offering His presence. And that changes everything. You picture Him again, the gentle shepherd, not standing far off, but sitting at the edge of your bed, watching over you, protecting you, smiling even now, not because of your perfection, but because you're here. You're with Him. And that's all He ever wanted. You sigh again. But this time, it's different. It's not frustration. It's relief. It's the sound of a heart that doesn't have to carry it all alone anymore. You say one more thing before you grow quiet. "Jesus, heal what I can't name. Fix what I don't understand. Be with me in the parts I'm still afraid to show you." And somehow you know He will. Because He already is. There's no judgment in His eyes. No clock ticking urging you to hurry. Just love. Unrushed. Undiluted. Unrelenting. You sink deeper into your bed. The light from outside has dimmed. The stillness has grown thicker. Your breathing is slower now, matching the rhythm of His peace. Sleep is coming. But it's more than just rest. It's a kind of surrender. You realize with deep clarity that your heart, the one that was trembling just an hour ago, is now beating in the presence of a God who hasn't left for a moment. And your soul whispers, "I trust you, even now, even here. Let the night stretch long. Let the world keep turning. You are safe in the arms of the one who never sleeps." And as your eyes begin to close, you hear His promise echo in your heart. "I will keep watch while you rest." The line between wakefulness and sleep begins to blur. Your body has grown heavy, but not from exhaustion, from surrender. Your mind isn't buzzing with thoughts anymore. They've softened, faded into whispers. And though your eyes are closed, your spirit remains quietly alert, resting in the presence you've been longing for all day. God is here, not because you feel it strongly, but because He promised. And tonight, that promise is enough. You breathe slowly, steadily. Each inhale feels like receiving grace. Each exhale feels like releasing fear. You say nothing now. There are no more words. Just quiet. Just nearness. But somehow, that silence is saying more than 1,000 prayers ever could. You are being held. And that changes everything. There's a moment, brief and sacred, when your soul dares to lean in even closer. To believe that maybe, just maybe, you're not merely tolerated by God, you are desired, longed for, chosen. It startles you, because part of you still believes you have to earn love. That presence must be deserved. That maybe you failed one too many times. That maybe He's disappointed, tired, growing distant. But tonight, His nearness says otherwise. He draws no line in the sand. He doesn't ask you to prove yourself. He comes to you as you are, in your weakness, your weariness, your waiting. And He stays. You whisper inside yourself, "Why would you stay with someone like me?" And in the quiet that follows, it's as if heaven breathes back. "Because you are mine." You swallow the lump in your throat. You've heard those words before, in songs, in sermons, but they hit different now. In this quiet room. In this half-asleep surrender. In this moment when there is no audience, no pretending, no pressure. Just you and Him. You nestle deeper into your pillow. You feel the blanket against your skin. You start to notice small things, the hum of the night, the rhythm of your breathing, the way your hands rest without clenching. You feel safe. And more than that, you feel seen. Not just the version of you that smiles at church or gets through deadlines or encourages others, but the real you. The one with doubts. The one with secret pain. The one who sometimes wonders if they're too much or not enough. That you is the one he's holding now. You whisper again, not because you need to be heard, but because something inside you needs to say it out loud. Thank you for not leaving me. And for a moment, the truth of that washes over you like warmth. He hasn't left. He didn't turn away when you failed. He didn't pull back when you doubted. He didn't stop loving you when you forgot how to pray. He's here. And because he's here, you don't have to be strong. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to fix yourself by morning. You can simply rest. Rest in the knowledge that you are fully known, fully loved, and fully protected. So you do. You begin to fall not just into sleep, but into trust. Like a child crawling into the lap of a father who has nothing but time and tenderness. You feel your heartbeat slow. You feel your soul soften. You feel something holy wrap around you like a blanket. Peace. Not just a feeling, but a person. Not just an emotion, but a presence. You remember the scripture. He gives his beloved sleep. And suddenly, that promise is no longer distant. It's being fulfilled. Right now, here in your room. You exhale again, deeper this time. It feels like saying, I'm done trying to control it all. I'm done carrying it alone. You let go. You let yourself be small. You let yourself be loved. And in the quietest part of the night, when all else has stilled, you finally begin to drift, not away from God, but into Him. Sleep comes slowly, but sweetly. And before you fully surrender to it, your soul whispers one last thing, maybe not with words, but with presence. I trust you with my night. And God, faithful and tender, replies, and I'll be here in the morning. Sleep has finally wrapped its arms around you, and yet, a part of your spirit still lingers in the in-between, not quite dreaming, not quite fully awake. It's a place only God knows well, a place where your body rests, but your soul continues to whisper. And even in this hushed state, you are being watched over. Not with suspicion, not with distance, but with the careful gaze of a father who never looks away. His presence is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's like the hush that falls over a nursery at night. Quiet, constant, and full of love. In this holy stillness, you begin to sense something new. It's not just the absence of anxiety. It's the arrival of peace. Peace that doesn't come from circumstances. Peace that doesn't require everything to be figured out. Peace that simply comes because He's here, and that is enough. You stir gently beneath the covers, not in fear, but in restfulness. Your body has finally caught up to what your heart has been searching for. Not escape, not oblivion, but comfort, communion, a sacred kind of stillness. And in this stillness, God begins to whisper truths you didn't even know you needed. You are not forgotten. You are not too broken. You are not disqualified. You are still His. These are not words to write in a journal. They are words to bury deep in your soul. Words meant to follow you into your dreams and meet you when you wake. You breathe slowly, peacefully. You smile without meaning to. Something in you knows that this night, this quiet, hidden night, is holy. Because it is here, in the silence and shadows, that God has drawn closest. He hasn't waited for a perfect version of you. He hasn't demanded an emotional performance. He has simply come near and stayed. You begin to realize this isn't just about falling asleep. It's about being carried. Like a child in the arms of a parent, drifting off not because the world is safe, but because they are safe. Because love is near. Because someone stronger is holding the weight. And so you let go completely now. Of regret. Of fear. Of trying to hold it together. You give yourself permission to rest, not just physically, but spiritually. And the deeper you sink into this surrender, the more clearly you hear the promises. I will never leave you. I will guard your heart and your mind. My mercies are new in the morning. These are not just verses you've heard before. They're alive now. They're alive in this moment, in this breath, in this bed. With your body resting and your spirit curled gently into the arms of a Savior who will not let you go. And then, without fear, without pressure, sleep begins to overtake you completely. You're not anxious about what comes next. You're not replaying every mistake. You're not questioning if He's still near. Because now you know. You know that your soul was never meant to carry it all. You know that weakness is not failure. You know that rest is not laziness, it is worship when placed in God's hands. And so, as your consciousness fades, you offer one final prayer, not in desperation, but in peace. Jesus, stay with me through the night. Keep watch while I dream. And when the sun rises, wake me with mercy. And if you could see into the spirit, if your eyes could open just for a second, you would see him sitting there, still at your side, still watching. His eyes full of peace, his hands resting near, his heart fully attentive. And he whispers one last time before you drift. I'm not going anywhere.